First Lady Redonda here, and I am in the kitchen today, and it's Christmas time. And so I'm cooking today one of my favorite recipes to make, which is my mama's macaroni and cheese. So I want to show you the ingredients that I'm going to use. It's cheesy macaroni and cheese. It's like cheese three ways, but it's shredded mild cheddar that I use. I also use the Velveeta original, and then some shredded cheese. It's a block cheese that I'm going to shred a little bit as well, or actually chop up into the mixture. And also I use 2 eggs, and I'll show you all of that. And I also use milk. So this is about 1 pound of elbow macaroni. And so I'm going to go ahead and just go over and add it to this pot of boiling water. You can use any brand of elbow macaroni that you like. I just grabbed this from the store. So I'm not really particular about the brand of macaroni that I use. So as long as it's elbow macaroni. So I'm just gonna stir this. And it was already boiling, but it's gonna come back up to a boil. So I don't wanna take too much time, but I just wanna show you, just stir your macaroni so that it doesn't stick. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just keep watching this. It's gonna boil for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and we'll drain it, and then we'll add all the ingredients for this macaroni, Mama's macaroni and cheese. Okay, we are back in the kitchen, and the macaroni is boiling. I just wanna show you a couple of things, and we're gonna get ready to drain the macaroni for Mama's macaroni and cheese. So we have the mild cheddar that's shredded already, and I'm going to just cube up. This is a Kraft mild cheddar, just a block of mild cheddar cheese. And so I'm gonna use this along with the Velveeta, and it's going to really make it cheesy. So I probably will use a little less than half, but I'm just gonna cube it up a little bit, and this is gonna go in the macaroni, and this is gonna be baked in the oven. So just make sure that you preheat your oven. Ovens vary, so just make sure you preheat your oven to 350. It works best so that you don't cook it too fast and everything gets melted and all cheesy. Okay, so now we've got that over to the side. I used 2 eggs as a binder for the macaroni and cheese. And it's because that's just the way my mom taught me how to do it. So I always like to put the eggs in a clear glass just so that I can see them and make sure that they are good eggs. Make sure that they're not discolored or anything. And so that's good on that. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. All right. So I'm gonna add about 1 cup of milk here. And just kind of whisk. And the egg with the milk is going to act as a binder to kind of bind the macaroni together. And it's going to be like baked macaroni and cheese, all cheesy. It's going to be very good. So this is 1 cup, and I'm just kind of whisking it to make sure the egg is separated really well and mixed in really well to this milk. All right, so with the Velveeta, I'm just going to, and this is a small one, so this is actually a little 1 pound Velveeta cheese. It's the original. So I normally just kind of slice it up just like so. And it's gonna go in our mixture. And we're gonna layer this macaroni kind of like, almost like a lasagna. So it's gonna be baked in the oven. So it's gonna be really cheesy. Okay, so now I'm going to check on the macaroni. As you can hear, it's boiling away. And I usually just kind of test one of them to see if it's exactly how it needs to be. Okay, you want it a little bit al dente. You don't want your macaroni mush, but you want it to be a little bit of bite. All right, we're gonna drain this macaroni. And as you can see, I have my pasta pot. Very easy. Makes it so easy when you're draining pasta. You just lift it out of the boiling water and just drain it. So I'm just gonna put it over into my trusty strainer here. And if there's any residual, I'm just gonna make sure we get all that out. All right. And I will definitely try to put the comments and description for you guys so you can kind of have a little bit more of these measurements. Okay, so as I'm doing this, I'm gonna kind of show you how I layer it. And the last part of it will be the mild cheddar cheese shredded on top. So let's go ahead and let's put this Mama's macaroni and cheese together. All right, so we start at the bottom. And as you can see, and if you make a little bit of a mess, it's okay. It's your kitchen. You got to clean it up. All right, so I'm going to try to show you how I add a little of the egg and milk mixture at the bottom. As a matter of fact, I'm going to transfer this because it'll be easier to just pour it. All right, so we have a little bit of the egg mixture. I'm gonna put some of this cheese. This is the mild cheddar block. And as you can see, it's gonna be very cheesy. So we are adding it in very quickly, just kind of layering it in as we go. We don't want to leave any parts out. We want it to be cheesy. So we're going to go again with the next layer. Okay. Again with the milk and egg mixture. More of the block cheese, the mild cheddar. So this is going to be extra cheesy, as you can see. And I know if you're like me, you like your macaroni with cheese. It's called macaroni and cheese for a reason, because it's going to have a lot of cheese in it. And I'm going to keep adding as I go. Now, this is my mama's recipe. My mama was a good cook. She loved to cook and she loved to entertain. She loved to have people over at her house for Sunday dinners. And that's one of the things that I feel like I got from her. I love cooking. I love having people over after church on Sunday afternoon and having just Sunday suppers. My kids come over and it's just a blessing to have your family, especially during the holidays, to be able to come and celebrate and have a wonderful meal together as a family. So as you can see, we'll go ahead and go with this top layer. This is the last layer of this cheesy Mama's macaroni. All right, so this last mixture of the egg with the milk. And this is 2% milk, but you can use whole milk if you want. That's your choice. I just use 2% milk because I like it, and we use it for other things like cereals and so on. So we don't use whole milk that much. So finally, this is the last top layer. And this is a great dish that you can make with other things, or you can make your macaroni your main dish, or you can have macaroni as a side dish. We use macaroni, we usually have macaroni as a side dish. So as you can see, I'm just kind of putting all that good cheese. This is going to be really cheesy. All right. Now, so we've got the egg with the milk, and that's going to bind it all together. Lastly, I'm just going to sprinkle some of this cheddar on top, just as a top layer. And one final little thing that I like to do, just sprinkle a little black pepper on top right before it goes into the oven. Okay, so this is going to go into the oven, and as you can see, it's cheesy, it's ooey gooey. It's going to be great when it's all melted. So this is going to go in the oven probably for about another 15 or 20 minutes until it browns on top, until all this cheese is melted, until it's nice and bubbly. So I'll show you the finished product once I pull it out of the oven. Okay, we are back, and I just want to show you what I'm cooking for this pre-Christmas Sunday dinner. Those of you who have already seen the video previously, but those are my candied yams, as you can see. And these are turnip greens with smoked turkey. And of course, some corn on the cob with butter, lots of butter. And this is also my mama's meatloaf. My mama's meatloaf recipe. So, and if you guys send me some comments if you want me to show you how to do my mama's meatloaf. And this is also cornbread that I made, and I've done a video on that, so you guys have seen the cornbread. So now, let me pull the macaroni and cheese, mama's macaroni and cheese, out of the oven. I put it in the oven uncovered for about 20-25 minutes, and as you can see, it's nice and cheesy. So a lot of times when you pull your macaroni and cheese out, you kind of want to let it rest a little bit. And you want to let everything just kind of come together because it's a lot of cheese in there. There's the milk and the eggs and all of that. So you can let it rest for about 10 minutes and then you're ready to serve it. But I just want to show you real quick how it looks, how cheesy it is. I'm just gonna plate some of it just so that you can see how cheesy this macaroni is. And I'm just gonna taste a little of it. Ooh, it's hot. That's cheesy and good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. This is Mama's macaroni and cheese, my mama's recipe. And I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a happy and blessed 2020. Be blessed.